Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in the chaos that is 2020, then please keep it in the Millwall family and check out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below or on our brand spanking new website, www.lionstv.co.uk. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please follow us on Instagram. The links and the logos and all that palaver are on the screen or have been already. This is a Monday Roundup show. As you can tell, if you don't follow me on social media, you've probably worked this one out for yourself 20 seconds into this video, that my voice is completely gone. I haven't been able to talk for 2 days, which has been torture for me on a personal level because I don't usually shut up. But I don't really shout out football matches, not really. I get involved with songs occasionally, but I'm more of I like to really sit and focus on the in-depth, what I'm watching and how good the play is. And Friday night, I only shouted once, and that was when Jake Cooper hit the onion. And I shouted so loud, something popped in my throat instantly, and as a result, I've not been able to talk since. And that is why there is a delay in getting this show to you. So in today's show, we're going to look back at Friday's win against the Anoraks at the Valley. It was never in doubt. And we're going to look ahead to Wednesday's home game against relegation threat. And they're absolutely banging the ship, by the way. Middlesbrough at the Den, a must-win game, especially after the results yesterday. We are currently 5 points now off Cardiff, who maintain the final playoff spot. You couldn't write, could you? Our ex-manager Neil Harris flying with the Bluebirds up there in Cardiff, and good luck to him, but hopefully he won't make the playoffs because we will. But let's start out by looking back at Friday's win against Charlton. The Anoraks. Oh my God, the Anoraks. I'm starting to feel half sorry for them. I shouldn't, but they just think they're going to beat us, and they just never do. And we've just got that hold now. Whether they want to admit it, we've just got that hold over them. It's just as simple as that. And they've just not got anything about them enough to get a game over the line against us. It was a poor game, in my opinion. Again, I'm done with football really this season. If I'm honest, I was so excited for it to come back, and it just hasn't been the same. I think as well you can say, Charlton, that's their first defeat since the restart. It's our first win since the restart. We haven't got going at all. Charlton were doing well until Friday, and I think that speaks volumes for our fan bases and how we feel we are. We say, we're the best fans, we're the 12th man, but I think, if we'd come off the back of lockdown and won 4 games out of 4, we could have had to, have a look at ourselves. But I think the proof is in the pudding. And the reasons we have struggled since lockdown is because our fans haven't been there. So, on the flip side of that, Charlton, no atmosphere, did well until Friday. Let's talk about the game, the starting 11. 3 at the back, I don't think I called it, but we've got to have it. Pearce has got to be in there. We haven't been fantastic since the restart, and Pearce is a leader on and off the pitch, and you've only got to look at things that's been said previously by other players. Jeb Wallace couldn't speak highly enough of the skipper post-match, saying what a character he is. So we went with 3 at the back, and when people say, it's too defensive, I don't think it is defensive, because when we play 4 at the back, our fullbacks sit a lot more. When we play 3 at the back, that allows the fullbacks to bomb on. Romeo got really high up the pitch, and Murray Wallace is a little bit more defensive-minded, but even he still got forward. So I don't think 3 at the back is very, very defensive. I think that makes us more attacking, if anything. Ryan Wood sat in front of the back 3, the best position that's ever going to be from at the club. Again, I don't think he played well, Ryan Woods. Let me tell you one thing he did do, by the way. He knocked a pass through to Jed that is something that only David Silva could pull out of the bag. It was unbelievable. It was one of the best passes I've ever seen. I just don't think he's a Millwall player. I just think that he knocks these passes, and like I've said before in previous shows, if he was to be in a better side, fantastic. But he's knocking these 40, 50, 60 long diags. He knocks a couple to Marlon Romeo away straight off the pitch. Marlon brought it down his chest, but was 2 yards off the pitch. His range is good, but we haven't got the players to. That one wasn't Marlon's fault, but we haven't got the players on the same wavelength as Woods. I don't think. For me, he's not a Millwall player. I don't think he played well at all. If I'm honest, he plays a nice 2-3 yard pass, or a nice, takes it off Hutchinson, knocks it wide to Marlon Romeo, 20 yards unchallenged deep in our own half. But that pass he put through for Jed, by the way, was a wonder pass. It was a wonder pass. That's the sort of pass you only see in the Premier League, usually from top sides. But in front of him, two attacking midfielders, Ryan Leonard and Jason Malumbi. This could be my first unpopular opinion of the day. Ryan Leonard done well in the first half. I'm going to have to tell you that. He won 2 tackles, one straight after the other, won the ball back for us in deep areas when we could have been under the cosh if he hadn't have done so. And I thought Ryan Leonard did well in the first half. He, however, cannot get forward. He is not a box-to-box midfielder. He is so weak on the ball inside the opposition penalty area, and he got just brushed aside off the ball, fell on his arse twice. He's got no confidence and no ideas in front of goal. For that reason, Gary Rowett got absolutely wrong by starting him there in the advanced role. Another one he got wrong was Jason Malumbi. Jason Malumbi, I would have where Woods was playing. I love Jason Malumbi, great player. I'd try and buy Jason Malumbi if we could. I fucking love him. I think he's great. But Jason Malumbi doesn't strike the ball nicely. Jason Malumbi isn't going to bowl on and score goals, not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. I think that's okay. He borderline scored at Forest, fair enough. But he can't play in an advanced role for me. Jason Malumbi, he's not that attack-minded. He's more of a tenacious, break the play up, holding midfield player. So I would have played him where Woods played. Ben Thompson obviously not fully fit. Mason Bennett not fit. So you can understand why Gary Rowett's had to use the players he had. But for me, those two in an advanced role didn't work, and it did change when we changed it in the second half. Matt Smith, I don't know how he didn't get 2 penalties in the first half. They was all over Matt Smith. Matt Smith come on and scored the winner against them last time. He started the game this time at the Valley, and they knew our game plan, and they compensated for that by just all over him like a cheap suit. And in time, we had to take him off because Rowett at half-time was having a pop at the ref about it. The ref wasn't prepared to do anything about it. So I felt for Matt Smith because there was 3-4 players all over him at every cross, every set piece, every opportunity. And it was no good. It didn't work for that reason. Jed Wallace, I said, should play central. And maybe I was wrong because he naturally drifted wide. I thought Jed had a good game, put some great balls in the box again. Matt Smith, on that occasion, probably could have gambled and sort of just threw a leg at it. But, yeah, Jed just naturally drifted wide. And I've always said, for a long time, play him central. But if he's going to keep drifting wide, then there's no point in playing him central. Wing-backs, I thought, did all right. Let's go on to the game. First half, we was the better side, without an absolute doubt. And a couple of early scares. Charlton missed a couple of good chances. Thought Bart played very well, by the way. Made some very good saves. Reassuring saves. Great goalkeeper, great shot stopper. This lady is a fantastic shot stopper. He doesn't want to play off his feet, but for me that's fine because I'd rather have a goalkeeper that can save the fucking ball than a goalkeeper that thinks he's good with his feet or his head but can't keep the ball out of the net. So the first half, we've gone in again at half time thinking we just need to take our chances, just get people on the end of things. And again, no one was joining in from deep from crosses into the box, and that was frustrating. At half time, he took off Malumbi and he put on Ben Thompson, and that's when things started to work. And again, it hasn't been Rowett's fault. Ben Thompson's not been fit for a long, long time, fit enough to start a game, but he makes the changes early. And what Rowett did on Friday was he got his changes right. He got them right, and there were different changes that he's been making. So, second half, by the way, was shocking from both sides. It was a terrible standard of football. I'm just not enjoying football at the minute, really. I'm not, contrary to what my voice may suggest, I'm not enjoying this post lockdown football. It's just not very good. It isn't the same without the fans there. It just isn't. Games are slower, the tempos are slower. It's less interesting to watch. The players just don't seem to be on board with it, or whether they need the crowd there to get them going. And that's across all football. That's not just us. It's just quite shit, if I'm honest. And I've had enough of it. But only 5 games to go, I think. Regardless, second half was awful. Then Bradshaw comes on for Smith. Had to be done because Smith wasn't going to get a kick because the attention he was getting from the Charlton defence. And Thompson started to get forward into areas, good areas. Now here comes the second unpopular opinion, probably. Marlon Romeo, I've always been a little bit of a mixed one with Romeo. I do rate him. I don't think he's as good as everyone says he is, but he's getting better and better. And under Gary Rowett, his defensive duties, his attention to his defensive duties have got a lot better. But going forward on Friday, he had fucking acres and acres and acres of space. And it was on the side where Gary Rowett was sitting in the dugout. And I was saying it to the boy, and I think Gary Rowett's seen the same thing because Marlon Romeo's distribution in the final third, whether he takes a shot, he's been taking a lot of left foot shots lately, crosses into the box, he either A, makes the wrong decision, or B, his distribution isn't good enough. He's very much improved defensively, and I thought Marlon had a very good game Friday again, defensively. Made a couple of important blocks, one in the first half, I remember. But going forward, he had acres and acres and acres of space to attack, and he just, where his final ball is not good enough, he was struggling. Now, Gary Rowett does something that I've been calling for him to do, and a lot of other people have probably been doing the same. He doesn't bring on Yuri Skalak and John Danny Bavasa, which are nothing substitutions and a completely pointless exercise for the football club. What he does is he shows confidence in a player that I've been saying a lot about, and that he has also been saying a lot about, and that's Billy Mitchell. He brings Billy Mitchell on for Romeo, and if I was Billy Mitchell and I wasn't starting on Wednesday, I'd be wanting to know why. Because he was brilliant. Right wing back, not naturally his position, but he's so fit, keen and technically good that the young player's just so up for it, and he wants to be part of it, and he just done the right things. I think he slipped once. He slipped over once, which can't be helped. Put a pair of studs on Bill, maybe leave the moles alone. And he was brilliant going forward. Had a hand in our goal. Also, Ryan Leonard comes off. Conor Mahoney comes on. Another player. Now, Conor Mahoney is one that massively divides opinion. But he hasn't been playing. He's the most used substitute in the Championship. For whatever reasons that is, I don't know. You know, sometimes things, as I say, will go on at training grounds and during training, during the week that we don't see. I'm not saying Conor Mahoney's got a bad attitude by any stretch, but maybe he isn't great in training. But what he will do, that Skalak won't, that Bavardson can't, that Shane Ferguson hasn't got the confidence to do, he will run directly at a defender, take him on and try and shoot. He oozes confidence on the ball, in and around the box. He doesn't panic. And what, people like Ferguson will do, they'll run towards the box, they'll stop, they'll cut back and play a 2-yard pass because they don't want the responsibility. Mahoney will take that responsibility on. He isn't afraid to do it. And that's the exact reason he needs to play more. These slow tempo games, we've got to get people on the pitch that can unlock a door against defences that are sitting in numbers and very deep. He has to play. Billy Mitchell has to play. Marlon and Jen hasn't been working for a while as well down the right. Marlon doesn't get any good balls into the box. He gets into great positions. He's very quick. But when the time comes to put balls in, it doesn't happen. His delivery isn't great. As a result, Conor Mahoney comes on, drops a shoulder, has a shot. Okay, not the greatest shot in the world. Makes the keeper do his job. Keeper should probably do better. Parries it out. Cooper comes in. Our centre-back is somehow on the left wing. I didn't think he was going to make it. He gets there first, and it flies into the roof of the net. I lose my voice. We're running around like lunatics here. But if you look at listen, fair play to Cooper, but we actually get something we haven't got since lockdown with the free kick at Barnsley, with the free kick that we let in at home to Swansea. We get a bit of luck. Cooper actually goes in, kicks it. The defender comes across, blocks it. It comes back, hits Cooper again on the shin, and it could have gone anywhere. Could have gone over the Jimmy C stand and hit that Millwall flag that was in the tower block behind. But it goes into the roof of the net. And it was no more than we deserved. I'm not digging at Charlton. They were horrendous, Charlton. Absolutely horrendous football team. We wasn't much better. But first half, we wasn't too bad. Got in some good areas. Was unlucky not to score through Jed Wallace. And in the second half, after that dire 20 minutes, at the start, they never looked like there was going to be another winner other than us. So, fully deserved the win. And the record goes on. It's actually like, I was screaming at full time and then thought to myself, why are you screaming? Because this is just what we do. This just happens against Charlton. So, yeah, 3 days later, I still haven't got my voice back, but it was worth it. We are in touching distance of the playoffs. I still think it's too much to ask for. I still think we're miles off where we need to be. But fair play to the players, fair play to Gary Rowett for not bringing on Bavardson and Skalak. He actually brought on subs that he thought would affect the game. And if he brought Billy Mitchell on for the reason I thought he brought Billy Mitchell on for, which was Marlon Romeo wasn't exploiting that space very well. He was exploiting the space, he was getting forward, but he wasn't using it very well. And Billy Mitchell did that. And for me, it changes again. Well, I'll get onto it now. Let's talk about Wednesday's home game against Middlesbrough. And Middlesbrough are, of course, in absolute turmoil. Jonathan Woodgate sacked. They've lost 3 out of their 4 games since the restart from the coronavirus, including a very, very disappointing loss at home to Hull, which I think saw Jonathan Woodgate lose his job. They've got Mr. No Brows in, no eyebrows. Neil Warnock comes into the end of the season and takes over. He couldn't stop the right last time out and they lost at home to Queen's Park Rangers. They currently sit 22nd in the table. So if things stay as they are, they're going to go down. We need a win to stay in touch with the promotion chasing playoff pack, although I do think it's a bridge too far for us. And seeing how good teams like Brentford have been, if we get to the playoffs, we'll get absolutely destroyed. So we'd like to keep hot on their tails. We want to keep winning games until the end of the season, keep the momentum going and see what we can do. But Middlesbrough are absolutely struggling. As I said, Jonathan Woodgate sacked. Neil Warnock comes in until the end of the season. I thought he retired, but obviously not. And they're struggling. They're struggling bad. They've only won one game since the restart. That was against Stoke. But it's just not happening for him. It's just not happening for him in a big club. Looks like they could drop into the third tier of English football. My throat is in absolute pieces, if you haven't already guessed 15 minutes in. So I'm going to keep this short. The team that I would go with on Wednesday is this. Bartosz Barkowski in goal, 3 centre-backs as you were. Billy Mitchell, right wing-back. Murray Wallace, left wing-back. With Jason Malumbi doing the tenacious dog work and Ben Thompson pushing on. With Conor Mahoney, wide left. Jed Wallace, wide right. And up front, I'd probably go with Smith, to be honest. You know, it wasn't his game the other day, but with Mahoney and Jed again on the wings, we should be getting lots of balls into the box. Ben Thompson joining in from deep. And for me, that is a very, very strong side that should be beating Middlesbrough comfortably. Everything points to us. We should be winning the game. We probably won't win the game. We are still without a home win since January. And yes, we had 8 weeks off due to the coronavirus. Of course we did. But it's a little bit of a thing on our back now, like it is for Charlton, who can't beat us. We can't win at home. And we have to win at home. This is a must win if we want to stay in touch, as I've said. I've got to give you a score prediction. And I haven't thought about it really, to be honest. I've just been thinking about trying to get my voice out. So here we go. I am going to go for a very boring 1-0 Millwall win. And I'm going to go with Conor Mahoney to get the goal. I hope he starts. He deserves to start. And I think we could scrape a 1-0 very dull, very dire win on a Wednesday in Bermondsey. So that's your lot for this post-match analysis, pre-match prediction, Monday roundup show. I could possibly not be able to talk again for another 2 days after this. I hope my voice hasn't been too annoying, any more annoying than normal, and you've got through it. I've tried my best. I couldn't let one of the other boys do it, but I love the sound of my own voice too much. So no, I'm not joking. The boys will stick, hopefully, score predictions in for Wednesday's game against Middlesbrough. The games are just coming thick and fast. I'm struggling to do Lions Lounges at the minute. 1, because I can't talk, obviously. Don't think I mentioned that. And 2, just the sheer amount of games. We're playing again Saturday. We're playing again the following Tuesday. I think we've got Hull away Saturday, Blackburn home next Tuesday. So maybe we'll save some Lions Lounges for the summer now. I think we've only got 5 games left. I'm about to pass out. So please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.